Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. This is Vishal and you're watching the weekly sectoral analysis. Now, we have seen that Nifty Futures has been able to pull back pretty fast from these levels of 16,920 and it has tested almost the high of 17,715. So possibly the $1,000,000 question is that have been able to bottom out because there have been few stocks like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, which have broken probably the previous daily time frame charts high. Like say for example, if you can check, this is the previous high of Nifty Futures. So if you check ICICI Bank, it has been able to break. And few other stocks have been participating also on the upside. So many people are very, very inquisitive that we have already hit a bottom and post these heavyweight stocks, now will the main indices also start following on the upside or not? So if we check properly in the weekly time frame chart, we can clearly see that the trend is still flat because the prices are still trading between the dual moving averages. This is a mere pullback, nothing more than that. RSI, yes, it has been able to go up, but it is still not that attractive where it says that yes, market have been able to pull bottom out and they are going higher. And one another problem as per weekly time frame chart is this entire band, and this is a very big band, basically 18,213, or you can say 18,215 to 17,672 or 670. This is an extremely big resistance band. Yes, you people will think इतना बड़ा resistance band हो सकता है क्या? Yes, but it is a very big resistance band and it is not going to be easy for Nifty Futures to surpass. But again, understand, generally support and resistance band are temporary in nature. They are not permanent. So is it possible that Nifty Futures can surpass this particular band and keep trading higher and probably even give a breakout above this? Yes, it is possible. But question is, will it happen right now? That is the $1,000,000 question, right? So I think we'll have to wait and watch because if you check properly in the daily time frame charts, yes, we have been able to pull back pretty nicely. The trend is right now up. But if you check in last couple of months, all the pullbacks which have happened in Nifty Futures, they have been sold into. You can see majority of the pullbacks. And now what will happen over here, we need to wait. The last candle which is visible over here is a inverted hammer or a shooting star. So I think we'll have to wait and watch and see what happens. As of now, according to me, Nifty Future is actually a candidate for swing short rather than long. So if we get a breakdown in the shorter term time frame charts like the hourly or something like that, then probably Nifty Futures will be a good candidate for swing shorts. But you need to understand one thing, that on the downside, there are also really good supports in short term. I'm not talking about medium term, I'm talking about short term. And the first shorter term support is between 17,448 or you can say 17,450 to 17,350. So this is basically a decent support band for Nifty Futures. And again, below that, we have this another gap. So if someone is going short in Nifty Futures, if there is a breakdown in the shorter term time frame charts, you'll have to be very, very precise about your risk reward. If you do not find risk reward, do not initiate that trade. It should not happen that when you're trying to go short, we are near a support band. So be a little bit careful about that. Okay. Now let's go to Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, if you check, it's a little bit more stronger in comparison to the Nifty Futures. I'm talking about the weekly time frame charts. And the reason for that is, see, in Nifty Futures, we have been almost near the previous low. We have not tested that low, but we have been near that particular low. And if you check the similar thing in Bank Nifty, it's a bit different. Why? Because we have been slightly higher than that low. So this shows the inherent strength of Bank Nifty Futures, and this is primarily because of private banks like ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. So you can see the trend is currently up, but it is not looking very strong because this particular candle is not that strong in the weekly time frame charts. And we also have a resistance band at 42,538, 539 to 41,647. All right. So this is not going to be easy to be, surpassed on the upside. But once if this happens, then I think we'll be starting a new uptrend in the weekly time frame chart for private banks, for Bank Nifty futures. Sorry. Now again in Bank Nifty, if you check properly, majority of the pullbacks which happened in last couple of months have been sold into. All right. And now this is again a new pullback. What is going to happen over here is again a question mark. It's very, very difficult to say. Last couple of candles, if you see, one is a sort of spinning top and second one is an inverted hammer. So it is already showing signs that probably that there is a sign of declining strength in that particular index. And there is also one more thing, that if in case if Bank Nifty and Nifty both want to surpass higher and travel on the upside, the first sign that Bank Nifty or Nifty have been able to bottom out is closing above the previous high in the daily time frame charts. In Bank Nifty futures, it could be 41,800, that particular resistance. In Nifty futures, that level is probably 17,872. So at least it could show some sign that yes, we are ready to move up. And that particular level to be taken off will be 17,850 and 17,900. Private banks. Private banks, you can see the trend is flat in the weekly time frame charts. Prices are trading between the dual moving averages. And again, we have seen private banking pack, majority of the pullbacks have been sold into, right? But this time, there is some sort of difference which has happened. Let's have a look at HDFC Bank. Now, HDFC Bank has been extremely strong. You can see this was the previous high, basically. It has been surpassed. And there's also trend line breakout in RSI. So this looks pretty good enough. In the weekly time frame chart, also the stock is in an uptrend. So this is again looking very, very good. The second stock is ICICI Bank. Now, ICICI Bank, again, if you check, this was sort of a resistance for the stock, and you can see the stock has been able to close above it. Any sort of dip in the stock axis, ICICI Bank, if it happens somewhere near this level, and then if it starts moving up, it will be a good opportunity for swing traders. If you check the weekly time frame chart also, the ICICI Bank stock is looking pretty much bullish. So HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank as stocks, they're looking pretty strong in the private banking pack. Now, if you check Axis Bank, it's not that strong. You can see the candles which are forming on the daily time frame charts. It is also near the resistance band. So this is a candidate for probably a swing short. Now, Kotak Mahindra Bank has been my favorite, possibly in last few trades. You can see it was a nice swing shot in these two areas. Currently, there are no negative candles over here. The momentum is still showing on the upside. So probably if this is not taken off, this high is not taken off, and then if it starts moving down, then probably it will be a good candidate for swing shot also. But again, you need to understand in private banking pack, if you say that either the entire pack is moving up or the entire pack of stocks is moving down, no, it's not going to happen like that. You will have to trade as per stock specific. If a particular stock is bullish, you'll have to trade it on the upside. If a particular stock is bearish, you'll have to trade it on the downside. So you have to be very, very careful. I know that this sort of market is not very easy psychologically to trade, but that is what we have right now. Okay. PSU banks. PSU banks, in comparison to private banking pack, they are not that strong. You can see trend is flat in the weekly time frame charts. In fact, in the private banking space, what has happened? We have been rallied and we have been able to close this particular gap, and we are hovering somewhere around over here. But if you check the difference between the previous high and this high, it's huge. So this clearly shows that the strength in the PSU banking pack is much lesser than in comparison to private banking pack. And I think one of the candidate for swing shorts would be SBI. All right. Metal pack. Metal pack is, I think it has two things over here we need to understand. If you check the weekly time frame chart, there has been a lower low in place. And if you check over here, there is a small hidden divergence, small positive divergence in the weekly time frame chart. Very, very small, very small. So this is a sign which is saying that the momentum on the downside is waning, but in the daily time frame chart, there is no visible strength on the upside. And this time it seems that, just some sort of consolidation is going on in the metal pack. And after that consolidation, if this particular high is not taken off, there is a decent probability that slowly and steadily we could move on the downside. And one of the stocks from my side as a swing short candidate could be Tata Steel. But it could be a better swing short if it pulls back a little bit on the upside and then starts moving on the downside. The second candidate from my side is Hindalco. You can keep a watch on this particular stock. I think once this pullback, it is already in a pullback mode. You can see there's a hammer, there's a bullish belt hold. Once this pullback is over and then if it starts turning down, we can surely keep a watch on the stock. Autopack. Well, Autopack is a very strange sector right now. If you check the daily or the weekly time frame charts, in both of the scenarios, you can clearly see that the trend is flat. Neither it is up, neither it is down. But we need to understand one thing, that few of the stocks in Autopack are literally trading very, very differently in comparison to the index. If you saw the index was in a flat trend, you can see Tata Motors has been showing its strength in the daily time frame charts. I think closing above this high will lead to some sort of upside move that is probable. If you check Maruti is again not that strong. So probably some sort of consolidation is going on. Once the consolidation is over, a swing short candidate is ready in Maruti. Now let's go to Eicher Motors. Eicher Motors is also no difference. It is a weaker stock in comparison to Tata Motors. It's consolidating. Once the consolidation is over and a sell-off happens, probably it will be a good candidate for swing short. M&M, again, it is looking a little bit different. It is just starting the pullback. I assume the pullback has just started and there is a possibility that the pullback might continue for some more time, and then we'll have to check how the price action and the candles form, and then if we have a turnaround in that particular stock, it will be again a swing short candidate. So basically Autopack is a type of index where again you'll have to be very, very careful. You cannot have a blanket view for all the stocks. Like I said, Tata Motors is looking strong, but there are few other stocks which are also looking weak as of now. Now, IT. Now, IT is one of the candidates as a sector which is clearly very, very weak, and it could be a decent candidate for swing shorts. And from my side, two stocks. One is TCS and second one will be Infi. Both these stocks are looking pretty much weak, but I believe that some sort of pullback might happen in the Infosys. And once that pullback is over, and then if it starts turning around, it could be a good candidate for swing short. Finance pack. Now, finance pack, if you check properly, there has been a very, very sharp pullback. And one interesting thing there in the daily time frame chart is we have been able to surpass this previous high on closing basis. This is a very good sign. All right. As per Dow theory, now we are trying to start an uptrend. Even in the weekly time frame chart, you can see the candle is now a big green candle, which is again a positive sign. One stock from my side is PFC, Power Finance Corporation. It is in an uptrend in the weekly time frame chart, even in the daily time frame chart. It is, I think the short-term uptrend has just started in PFC, and probably slowly and steadily this stock could head higher. Probably even it could touch 165, 166 and even 170. All right. FMCG. Now, FMCG is a index which is looking stronger in the weekly and the daily time frame charts. The main candidate over here, according to me, is ITC. ITC again is an uptrend in the weekly and daily time frame charts, and probability is with time, slowly and steadily, the stock could keep moving higher. Hindustan Unilever, if you check, what I believe over here is that it was a pretty much weak stock, and it gave a lot of money for short-term traders on the short side. But now you can see this particular band, which was earlier providing resistance basically to the price, is now become a support. If this particular stock keeps moving higher and then probably dips down, then it could be a very nice candidate for a swing long. So you should keep a watch on this. As of now, we do not have any trade, but maybe in next few days or maybe in couple of weeks, we could have a decent trade in this particular stock. And if you check the weekly time frame chart also, it has just started to move up and it is trading above both the dual moving averages. So it's looking pretty lucrative stock. Consumption pack. Consumption pack, I believe, is in a pullback mode, and the momentum is very, very low. The momentum is low, but there is a possibility that in next few days, this pullback could continue slightly more on the upside. And one of the reasons for that is you can see this triple positive divergence in RSI and price in the daily time frame charts. Infra pack. Infra pack, you can see that prices have closed above the dual moving averages in the weekly time frame chart, but we need to surpass this particular high, which is the previous high in the daily time frame charts. Once we surpass this, then the entire picture of the infra pack will improve by leaps and bounds, and then we could start looking at stocks. Pharma pack. Pharma pack, if you check the weekly time frame chart, you will feel that it is an overall weak sector, and probably after this pullback, it will start turning around. Well, it has been pretty long that stocks in pharma pack are behaving very differently in comparison to one another. Currently, my eyes on this particular stock is that this has tried to jump from this support band. In the daily time frame chart, it has broken the support band, all right. And what has happened is you can see some sort of positive divergence in the RSI, and probably some traders could have been caught on the short side, and due to this short squeeze, a big up move is trying to happen in this particular stock, and this is a very decent stock as a positional trade in cash market. So traders should surely keep your eyes open for this particular stock. Realty pack. Now realty pack, if you check the weekly time frame chart, it's looking as if it's just a pullback. The candles although are looking very nice, no doubt about that. In the daily time frame charts, you can see we are trying to start an uptrend, but we will need to surpass this high. If we are able to do that, yes, it will be really good for this particular pack. If you check Godrej Properties, it could be a good candidate for swing short. And on the opposite side, if you check DLF, then DLF is looking very nice. So in case if this stock continues to move higher, and then if somewhere around it starts to move lower, takes a dip, consolidates, and then starts moving higher, it could become a decent swing trade on the long side. So again, as I said in the starting of the video, the condition of market is such that you cannot have a blanket view of a particular sector in all its constituents, means in all its stocks. You'll have to trade as per stock specific. Mid cap. Mid cap, in the weekly time frame chart, the trend is flat, and in the daily time frame chart, what has happened is we have broken this support. Again, we have closed above it. So the importance of this support is now nullified, and if there is a short squeeze and if the pullback continues, the first sign of a very strong uptrend would come probably if we close above this previous high. All right. So again, summing it up with all, yes, if you look at the index, things are looking okay. We have given a pullback. That's fine, but we are still at a resistance. And on the downside, we have shorter term support. So I think it will be a matter of time where we need to wait and watch patiently. And when we have some price action coming up on the charts, only then we should initiate trades. Don't go for any of the trades blindly, and don't have a blanket view for the entire market. Even when you're looking at a particular sector, do not have a blanket view for all its stocks, because there will be a possibility, like if you check metal and IT, probably all the stocks might look bearish. But if you look some other sectors, there is a possibility that few stocks will look bullish, few stocks will look bearish. All right. So trade less and be very, very specific which particular stock you want to pick. All right. Trade well.